Every so often, a game will hit the market and hurl my brain directly into the perfect storm of design, mechanics, and replayability. If I'm lucky, a dash of solid narrative is detectable on the Doppler in this meteorological metaphor I've committed to using. The first video game that truly held my attention at gunpoint, beautiful, immersive gunpoint, was Final Fantasy XI Online. From there, I moved on to the original Flash version of Ed McMillan's The Binding of Isaac, swearing undying devotion to its reboot and subsequent expansions. I freed myself from this death grip a few weeks after the release of Repentance. Somewhere in there, I devoured Motion Twins' Dead Cells, bathed in the simple pleasures of Cellar Door's Rogue Legacy, and invested more time than I should have into Supergiant's Hades. Hot take? I felt the movement and targeting in this title was disappointingly stiff. All the while, I found myself helplessly ensnared by the once-in-a-lifetime, decade-long narrative of Final Fantasy XIV Online. Bravo, Naoki Yoshida and team. Bravo. There may have been others I've forgotten along the way, but their absence speaks for itself. That brings us to now, the stage you had reasonably assumed I'd make it to a bit sooner into the video. Does the subject of this review share the same noble blood of those previously listed? Stick around and find out. Or don't. I'm not your mom. I can't make you do as you're told. But speak ill of this title, and I won't hesitate to wash your mouth out with soap. Ball X Pit. Ball Pit? Rumor has it that even the developer, Kenny's son, isn't sure whether the X is silent. What is Ball Pit? A kingdom and its residents find themselves the target of a massive, psychedelic ball hurtling from the sky. The impact is inevitable, and the destruction incomprehensible. Nothing but a bottomless pit is left when the smoke clears. A few surviving individuals take it upon themselves to build a lift and follow the source of their tragedy into the abyss. That about sums it up. Now imagine your classic brick breaker had a baby with bubble pop, and then fell into a vat of glowing roguelike sludge. Persistent progression, an array of upgradable projectiles, double-edged passive abilities, combos on combos, and a cute little kingdom you create over the course of the game. Okay, that last one may not be a cornerstone of roguelike design, but goddamn, it's a welcome addition nonetheless. The game manages to toe the line between puzzle shooter and city builder remarkably well. Neither of these mechanics require a significant time investment, with the bubble pop sections topping out around 18 minutes at my playthrough, and that seems suspiciously high. I've had a brutal head cold, and it could be me misremembering the timestamp on the end of level tally screen. As your kingdom grows and you delve deeper into the pit, new structures are unlocked via blueprints found during runs. Some of these provide bonuses to attribute scaling or access to new characters entirely. Other bonuses target harvesting. Yeah, you heard that right. Farming sim, enter stage right. Within the city management screen, you are able to place forests, fields, and slabs of stone in any of the available tiles. Resources are gathered from these nodes by sending your characters out in a conga line to bounce around the province and ricochet off occupied tiles in their path like a more predictable top-down pachinko machine. Feudal billiards without the felt. It's geometry the whole way down with this game, and I mean that in the best way possible. The ultimate goal, however, is acquiring enough cogs inside each level to upgrade the lift and further your descent into the ball-shaped depths. What's at the bottom? You'll be getting nothing in the way of spoilers from me. Let's focus on the action-oriented portion of the game for a minute. In any given ball pit delve, endless waves of enemies resembling statues cascade from the top of the screen, hell-bent on reaching the bottom and collectively doling out enough damage to end your run. It's your job to annihilate this threat with your balls. Hey, take this seriously. The kingdom is counting on you. These balls are acquired by leveling up via experience gems and can be infused with fire, poison, ice, etc. You build an arsenal by choosing between one of three options each time a new experience level is reached. The strength of previously chosen balls can also be increased twice for increased effects. However, this is in lieu of acquiring a new ball. Enemies also occasionally drop a chromatic fission pickup, an item that grants at least 1 but up to 5 levels of enhancement for your current loadout. When 2 balls have been maxed out, the fission screen presents you with new opportunities. There is fusion, the combination of effects from 2 different balls, and evolution, the formation of a new ball with wild and wacky effects that you will just have to discover for yourself. At 3 distinct points marked on a progress bar at the right side of the screen, a boss will drop into play. Although every level functions identically to its predecessor, the bosses bring the bullet hell to the party, while also serving as a hearty damage check for your current build. Visually, I love everything about Ball Pit. Its simple, low-poly designs are reminiscent of late 90s, early 2000s titles, sending me back in time into an office chair in some cold, dark basement. The CRT sits maybe 10 inches from my face, projecting blinding, colorful lights directly into my retinas, no doubt causing lasting damage I'll discover down the road. Ah, memories. All that to say, the art in Ball Pit feels modern. There's a level of fidelity here that didn't quite exist in the years of yore. On-screen character and enemy models are crisp, completely detectable despite how tightly they bunch together at certain stages of a run. The only place I wish there was a bit more of an outline is in the city builder, but I also packed my completed buildings into corners of the map like sardines. However, there absolutely should be a way to position the camera directly above your kingdom without needing to have the rearrangement tool equipped. That might be my only visual qualm, and I'm not even sure it fits into this category of the review. In terms of sound design, the effects are numerous and pack an adequate level of punch. Due to the nature of having 100 plus assets on screen in the most hectic moments, the results can pass a cacophonous threshold pretty quickly. This adds a frenzied element to runs, heightening the tension and providing white-knuckle moments as the enemy front line surges closer to the bottom of the screen. In contrast, the noise created by 50 balls spawned from an egg sac caught in an inescapable loop between enemies in the back wall is enough to drive you mad. I find myself adjusting the sound effect levels frequently, searching for a happy medium. The score, composed by Amos Roddy of Citizen Sleeper fame, is seriously fantastic. I could sit and listen to the main menu theme for a solid 5 to 10 minutes before ever feeling compelled to select the continue button. We have been blessed with a sonically replete product, which is why it pains me to admit that while running subsequent characters through the same level, I muted the game's music in order to hear my own selection of tunes on Spotify. Hear me out. I love the original score, but unlike my experiences with Amos's work in other games, Ball Pit keeps the score on a constant loop. For example, Citizen Sleeper offers intermittent breaks from its score. This gives me a chance to rekindle my desire for another listen, especially given the likelihood you'll engage in countless consecutive runs. When it was time to move on to an unexplored level, I'd crank the game volume back up and savor whatever audio morsel was coming my way. Rinse, repeat. Overall, Ball Pit has offered me nothing but a damn good time. The combination of mechanics pilfered from various titles throughout video game history work extraordinarily well together. Without Kenny Sun's innovative stitchwork, I never would have discovered how much fun it is to finish out the construction phase of a new building with a few well-aimed shots of my character cannon. At the time of writing, Steam has clocked my playtime at 31 hours, which is a delightful surprise considering the amount of structures I have yet to unlock, characters I still need to run through specific levels, and the willpower it has taken to not boot up the game every time I sit down at my computer. Is this game for everyone? That seems statistically improbable, but its natural difficulty progression, simple mechanical concepts, and experimental combo crafting allow it to bridge the infamous gap between casual and hardcore gamers. Don't take my word for it though. Priced at $15, this is a no-brainer. Sure, your employer might not approve of your third sick day text in a row, and that pile of laundry isn't going to fold itself, but you're supporting independent developers. Where's the harm in that? Thanks for checking out my review of Ball Pit. Let me know in the comments what you agree or disagree with in my assessment of the game. Take care, y'all. I'll see you next time.